everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you. Let's go through some hidden gem commanders that are underrated and you should be playing right now. Let's jump into it. First up, we've got Jhoira. No, not the Jhoira that I have the episode on that I will not play anymore because, I created something that is a monster and takes 20-minute turns. But Jhoira, Ageless Innovator, much less, on the scary scale, but still a very powerful commander and one that you can have a blast with, just like with those cannons right there. It is a commander that you can do some absolutely crazy things very quickly with, and dominate the table. A 2/3 Human Artificer for 2 mana, and this one currently, according to EDH Rec, is rank 768. That is quite far down the list, but this 18-cent commander can dominate for you. Tap, put 2 Ingenuity counters, which is definitely a thing, on Jhoira, Ageless Innovator. Then you may put an artifact card, mana value extra less from your hand on the battlefield. Rex the number of Ingenuity counters on Jhoira. Basically, hey, tap, get something else small. Next time, tap something slightly larger. Next time, tap even larger than that. Now, obviously, there are a couple of ways to utilize this where you can get bigger and bigger and bigger things out. You can get things like, just very small things right away. But of course, if you maybe proliferate those counters, if you maybe untap Jhoira to do it again, you can speed up the clock. Instead of going 2, 4, 6, 8, in a couple of turns, you're going 2, 4, 6, 8 all in the exact same turn, or even more than that. So when it comes to cards, well, Corridor Monitor is a great example of a great way to start things off. A 1/4 construct for 2 mana in blue. When it enters the battlefield, untap target artifact or creature you control. Very simple, very effective, but a great way to just go, Jhoira, get that little Corridor Monitor out there. Okay, cool. All right, ETB, all of a sudden untap, and Jhoira goes, I'm ready to go again. Tapping to get to something that is 4 mana or less. Or how about, Marvin Murderous Mimic, a great commander in its own right, but also a great kind of secondary commander for us as well. A 2/2 toy that costs 2 mana that is creepy. Has all active abilities of all creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. So basically an extra copy of our Jhoira in a way. And now we can also utilize this to tap and cheat things into play as well. This one, though, so underrated still. This a card where players are like, well, it's an equipment. It's got to be for an equipment deck or one that wants to attack. No, not at all. Equipment forward 2, we've got Sting, the Glinting Dagger. Equip 2, ++1 has haste. At the beginning of each combat, untap a creature and ignore the whole goblin thing or orc thing. That does not matter. And again, this is one of those cards that if it had less text on it, if that text wasn't there, I think it would see more play. Beginning of each combat, untap equipped creature. That is massive. That is huge. Literally, untap Jhoira and utilize Jhoira on any player's turn. Because, again, Jhoira can help you break timing restrictions when it comes to getting your artifacts into play that you normally wouldn't be able to. Next up, Intruder Alarm. This is a gross, disgusting, amazing combo card that I maybe utilized as a child with a Centaur Glade combo and Wirewood Channeler. I don't know. Anyways, enchant for 3 mana in blue. Creatures untapped or controllers untapped. Steps whenever a creature in the battlefield, untap all creatures. Now, here's the thing. If you've got like an all artifact, artifact creature deck, maybe not. But if you've got a decent amount of artifact creatures in this deck, yeah. And also keep in mind, account your opponent's creatures coming into play too. But yeah, being able to go, okay, I tap Jhoira, I put into play this artifact creature. Oh, I untap Jhoira, and I do it again, and again, and again. Maybe that artifact creature is Unctus, Great Mad Attack, a 2/4 for Phyrexian Vidalcan that says, other blue creatures you control have, whenever it comes tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Also pumps your artifact creatures, and you can also pay Phyrexian blue to make things blue. That being said, Jhoira is already blue, and now all of a sudden, whenever you tap Jhoira, you are looting. You are digging down into your deck, and that can really help you get more great artifacts to cheat into play. Or let's get to the high end of things. Again, once you've actually set things up, once you've got those Ingenuity counters on, Portal to Phyrexia. This one is, an expensive one, I must admit, but of course, something that you should be aware of if you are going up against an artifacts deck, or if you're like, wow, I've opened this in a pack. Maybe I'll throw out my Jhoira deck. Artifact for 9 enters the battlefield. Each opponent sacrifices 3 creatures. Beginning of your upkeep, put target creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under control. It's a Phyrexian. It's now evil. Oh no! Just other types. Yeah, being able to just steal your opponent's things, that's quite nice. But of course, yeah, again, just go, oh, I choose this in play, ETB. Everyone else sacrifices 3 creatures. That's 9 creature sacrifice in total. Now I steal them. Great. And of course, I mean, it kind of goes without saying, though, but Blightsteel Colossus, yeah, you can get up to this one quite quickly as well. Again, basically, 6 taps with Jhoira, and you are there. Or if you've got proliferate effects, can be even quicker than that. That being said, 11 Golem for 12 mana, but you're never going to pay that. Trample, Infect, Indestructible. If it's dealt with, it goes back to your library, basically. Yeah, a one-shot KO on anyone in any format in Magic, except for maybe a format that I'm not aware of that has more than 10 poison damage, but I don't think that is a thing. Poison counters, I should say. But yeah, being able to just cheat this out with your 2-mana commander, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Next up, let's talk about rank 766 with Shanid, Sleeper's Scourge. A 2/4 Human Knight with Menace for 4 mana in Mardu. I think it's pretty slept on. I mean, maybe it's because Shanid has like a mace that looks like clock wheels for some reason, or like I don't even know. It's a weird weapon. It's a cool. I mean, it's really cool art. It's also like from a set and from Commander Precons or whatever that just had a lot going on, like a lot of things. That being said, this is a very cool card. 2/4 Menace. Other legend creatures you control have Menace. Nice. Being able to make your creatures slightly evasive right there, or at least force your opponents to block with multiple creatures, to take multiple creatures out. That can be quite nice. On top of that, though, whenever you play a legendary land or cast a legendary spell, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. That is a massive effect. Again, this is basically saying, hey, you know what? I want to benefit you. I mean, a little bit of punishment too, right? You lose a little bit of life. Not a ton, though. 1 life for 1 card. I'll make that deal any day of the week in Commander. You got 40 life. Use it. But yeah, being able to go, okay, oh, I play a land. Oh, it's legendary? Awesome. I just draw a card and replace that. I mean, that's Tatiova value right there. Except for Tatiova gives you life, and this one loses you life. But that's okay. Who cares? On top of that, though, again, whenever you're casting any legendary spell, and again, with literally every single set, we get more and more and more great legendaries. Yeah, you're going to be able to have a lot of options with something like this. I mean, first up, when it comes to options, yeah, legendary lands are becoming more and more of a thing, and it's not all that surprising for us to get them in sets. Mines of Moria, a great one for you. Legendary land, enters battlefield, tap, unless you control a legendary creature, which you will if you've got your commander out, or, you know, many of the other legendaries in the stack. Just taps for a red, but also pay 4 mana and red tap, exile 3 cards in your graveyard, create 2 treasure tokens. A great way to store up mana when you need to. Or the Great Haven, top of this one, another legendary land, enters the battlefield, scry 1, so some immediate value there. Taps for a colorless, or tap at 1 mana of any color among legendary creature cards in your graveyard, which at some point literally might be any of your colors, which is fantastic. That being said, when it comes to legends, Ratadrabic of Urborg. Again, you can get all these legends that care about legends in your deck and do all the legendary things. A 3/3 zombie wizard, Vigilance Ward 2. Other zombies you control have Vigilance, and whenever another legendary creature you control dies, you get a token that's a copy of it, but it's not legendary, it's a 2/2. So essentially, you're able to go, oh, okay, also it's a zombie. Anyway, so you have a 2/2 vigilant, menacing zombie, thanks to your commander. And of course, we've got plenty of ways to make them, well, even more deadly. And of course, it's just a copy of the legend, too. So you know a lot of spicy things. How about Arvad the Curse, though? 3/3 Death Touch lifelink. Again, Death Touch plus Menace. Quite fun right there. Other legendary creatures you control get +2/+2. A nice anthem for your team, too. Speaking of that, though, Heroes Podium. Legendary artifact for 5. Each legendary creature you control gets ++1 for each other legendary creature you control. By paying X and tapping, look top X card your library. Reveal a legendary card from among them, essentially. Creature, I should say. In your hand. Rest of your library. Basically, a giant pump effect, like the Joda pump effect, the OG Joda pump effect. Being able to just make your team unstoppable. And again, they are menacingly unstoppable. And this also can give you some card advantage by getting cards off the top of your library, too. That being said, how about card disadvantage for your opponents? Urza's Ruinous Blast. Again, every single legendary spell you're casting, including this one, legendary sorcery, you're going to be drawing a card. Your opponents are going to be terrified when you cast this, though, because you exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. Again, you are built around legends. Your opponents are not. wipe out their boards, and you can just swing through the menace. There you go. I mean, maybe they saw their commander left, but they can't block anyways. And even if your board is dealt with at some point, Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. Legendary sorcery for 7 mana. Turn all legendary proto cards to your grave to the battlefield. Bring everything back, and all of a sudden, dominate the table. Moving forward to rank 765, one spot ahead of our previous one, we've got Toski, Bearer of Secrets. Okay, I gotta be honest here, completely missed this. I'm not sure how. I just realized that Toski basically has like a red beard, or at least like red braided hair. I think there's a mustache in there. I don't know. Toski is so cool already, and now even cooler in my mind with that red beard or whatever it is. Anyways, that's not why you build around this, but maybe it is. A 1/1 squirrel for 4 mana and green. If that was it, that'd be terrible. Can't be countered, indestructible. That's lovely. That's amazing. Again, it is not guaranteed, but nearly guaranteed to get in play and stay in play for a long time. On top of that, though, attacks each combat of Fable. That's not a big deal at all. In fact, we don't care about that. That's great. I want to attack each combat of Fable. On top of that, though, whenever a creature you control deals combat to a player, draw a card. The name of the game is get low to the ground creatures, get them out quickly, get them out effectively, get them out efficiently, and swing. And swing again, and generate absurd amounts of card advantage. And you might be thinking, well, we're not in a good color for that because, well, when it comes to like evasive low to the ground creatures, you probably think of blue, maybe white, and then maybe black potentially with like, okay, yeah, like flying, just unblockability essentially, like low to the ground creatures. This color, though, actually does have a good amount of options for that too, and some sneaky ways where you can make your entire team unblockable as well. And the amount of card advantage that you can generate with this cute, adorable little bearded squirrel is a ton. First of all, technically not evasive, but kind of evasive in a way. A 1/1 human archer for a single green mana. We've got Dragon Sniper. Vigilance, Reach, Death Touch. That is a mouthful. I mean, first of all, it has so many keywords. Keyword soup right there. But the one that matters when it comes to this is Death Touch, because while that isn't evasion, that is blocking avoidance, because your opponents might not want to block a little 1/1 that is going to take out their much larger, much more impressive, much more expensive mana value-wise and maybe even monetarily-wise creature. So, yeah, they might just be like, yeah, okay, I'll take the 1 damage. And then you're like, yeah, I get to draw a card. Hooray. It also can be a great blocker for you, too. Again, Vigilance and Reach right there as well. That being said, Scrib Sprites, back in the days when Wizards was like, green, forest, fairies fly. All right, there you go. Green, you get a little 1/1 flyer. Awesome, amazing. Take advantage of that with a flying men type strategy like this one. A 1/1 flyer for a single green mana. Again, low the ground, get them out, swing, get your Toski out, draw so many cards. Spire Tracer, though, yet another unblockable quote-unquote creature. A 1/1 Elf Scout for a single green mana. Can't be blocked except by creatures flying or reach. So again, be able to say, all right, I've got some evasion, some unexpected evasion. I'm not really that good of a blocker, but who cares? That's not what I care about. Next up, though, Treetop Scout. This one's slightly more evasive even because it's pretty funny in how it's worded. A 1/1 elf for a single green mana. Can't be blocked except by creatures with flying. So yeah, creatures with reach, even though they can block creatures with flying, this doesn't have flying, and yeah, it can't be blocked by them. Only flyers, ironically. So yeah, this one's even more evasive than the previous one. Not evasive at all, though. In fact, the opposite. Taunting Elf, a 0/1 elf for a single green mana. All creatures able to block it do so. Basically, with this one, you're like, okay, you know what, little elf, I'm so sorry, but I'm throwing you to the wolves in a way, or whatever I'm attacking into. I guess it's a werewolf deck, potentially wolves. But being able to go, okay, you go that way, and everyone else goes that way too, but you're going to get through, and you're going to get blocked. So being able to just say, okay, I've got a 1 mana, get my entire team through on someone, draw so many cards effect, that's quite amazing. Also take advantage of things like Jhoira, Volley Recluse. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, going to happen a lot in our turns. Create a 2/2 green cat creature token. Obviously, you can trigger out opponent's turns as well. That being said, by paying 6, until end of turn, creature control base power toughness XX for extra cards in your hand. Yeah, we're going to be having a full hand a lot with this commander. We can pump our tiny team into massive creatures, while this also helps us go wide too. And a go wide strategy can really help us with this commander. Next up, Champion Lambhold. Power less than its power can't block creatures you control. All creatures you control. On top of that, another creature enters the battlefield to control, you get a counter on this. So the more creatures we get in play, whether those are tokens or again the low the ground creatures we play, this gets larger and our team becomes more and more and more unblockable. Get them all through. How about, though, Bellowing Tangleworm? This one is so underrated. Other green creatures you control have Intimidate. This also is Intimidate, which means can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and are basically green creatures. Creatures that share a color with it. So now our entire army says, oh, great. Hey, do you have green creatures? No. You have artifact creatures? No. Okay, cool. My army's unblockable. It's coming through at you. I'm drawing so many cards. And of course, you're in green. You gotta love lands too, right? Harvest Season's a great one. Sorcerer 3 mana in green. Search your life to X basic land cards, Rex the number of tap creature you control, put them in battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Get so many lands, get absurd amount of lands out, and just dominate your opponents. So again, whether it's card draw, or just, well, lands, dominate everyone else with this amazing bearded squirrel. Finally, though, how about Shanna Purifying Blade? This one, again, from Dominaria United, a set that had so many legends that some get forgotten about. Rank 754 for this one. Should not be forgotten about. So much value to be had with this one. A 3/3 human warrior with lifelink for 3 mana and Bant. To give your end step, you may pay X if you do draw X cards. X can be greater than the amount of life you gain this turn. Here's the thing. Gaining life is super easy. I mean, okay, no offense, life gain players out there. Gaining life is very easy, and you know that too. There's so many ways to gain life so effectively, so efficiently, so quickly. That being said, life only gets you so far, right? You can pad your life total to 1 billion, but you can still get taken out. You need other plans, and this plan is, hey, okay, I'm going to gain life while also giving you the opportunity to draw an insane amount of cards. Yeah, this is absolutely crazy, absolutely incredible, and you can do some amazing things with it in a great color combination for life gain. First up, very simple, very effective. We got Daxos, Blessed by the Sun, toughness equal to your devotion to white. Cool. More cool than that, though, is whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, you gain 1 life. Repeat life gain effects can be massive for you for a commander like this. Things are just happening throughout the game. This kind of effect, Soul Sister types of effects. Okay, cool. Random creatures coming into play. I just gain life. End of the turn happens. I'm like, oh, I guess I did have 3 creatures coming into play this turn. Okay, yeah, I'll pay 3 life. Awesome, cool. 3 life. 3 mana for my 3 life to draw 3 cards. That is a lot of value to be had just by getting something to play and letting it sit there. Or how about Trosar Moondancer? 2/2 Elf Cleric for 2 mana in Selesnya. Whenever you gain life, get a counter on it and scry 1. This can become a big threat for you, but also it's a great way to dig down into your deck. Get the right cards that you need on top. Again, great card selection, repeat card selection that takes advantage of all the instances of life gain you have. Or how about Will Scion of Peace? A 2/4 human wizard vigilance tap. Spells you cast this turns that are white or blue. Costs X less to cast for X the amount of life you gain this turn. Activate as a sorcery. That's going to be a ton. Again, you've got so many opportunities to gain so much life. You can just reduce the cost of all your blue and white spells by an amazing amount. Also, speaking of amazing, though, Accomplished Alchemist. This is a match made in heaven with Shanna, essentially. A 2/5 Elf Druid for 4 mana in green. Tap for 1 mana of any color, or, more importantly, tap to add X mana any 1 color, X the amount of life you gained this turn. Being able to go, oh, okay, yeah, I gained, let's say 20 life. Oh, Shanna triggers at the end of the turn. Okay, I can pay up to 20 life, or 20 mana for the 20 life. Let's tap this for 20. Perfect. Draw. Basically, literally, whatever amount you gain, you can tap this for that amount, and you can draw that many cards. Or how about Congregate? Again, some cheat codes in Commander, some cheat codes in Magic when it comes to life gain, when it comes to a multiplayer format. Utilize them. Congregate's an instant for 4 mana in white. Target player gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. That's a ton of creatures. And again, you are in green, so yeah, again, you got a lot of great ways to ramp outside of Accomplished Alchemist, but yeah, cast this, and you're like, okay, cool, I gained 40 life. I don't have the mana to draw that many, but still I've got a ton of mana that I can utilize, and I can just, oh, yeah, draw, let's say, 5, draw 6, whatever it's going to be. And you can even tap out when you've got something like Wilderness Reclamation. Jam for 4 mana, begin your end step, untap all lands you control. So, go wild. Utilize this to essentially go, okay, yeah, tapping for an insane amount of mana. Thank you very much. Untap, I've still got mana for my opponent's turns as well. Lafayette, the Bounteous Dawn, a 2/2 Unicorn, lifelink for 4 mana. Beginning of each end step, if you gain life this turn, distribute to that many counters among any of our other target creatures. Yeah, now you can make your army very, very, very large, very, very dominating. Or, again, keep in mind, Shanna does have a lifelink. You might not want to send a 3-3 out there into combat that much. But, again, let's say we gain 10 life. Okay, cool. Shanna, you're 13-13 now. Go swing, go gain me a bunch of life, and now I can just utilize you as basically the full engine just to be going, okay, yeah. I get dealt some damage with lifelink, I gain a bunch of life, and all of a sudden I can pay a bunch of mana, draw a bunch of cards, so I can do it again and again and again. Tatio Benthic Druid, of course, is a staple for a reason. Draw a card, gain 1 life whenever you put a land into play, or should I say land comes into play under control, because that includes ramp, includes all the other things. Yeah, you're going to be taking a lot of advantage with this. You're drawing cards basically twice for each one of your lands thanks to your commander. We're about Drog Skull Reaver, Double Strike Flying, Lifelink. So again, this one's going to be hitting for basically 6. On top of that, whenever you gain life, draw a card. This one isn't like for the total amount of life that you gain. Like again, if you congregate with this, you're only gaining one card instead of like say 20 or whatever it is. That being said, again, with a lot of instances of life gain, like we've talked about so far, you could draw a lot with this. So again, with this commander, you've got even more opportunities to draw even more cards with amazing things like this. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.